robotics my whole career, and one of the things that I love most about it is that it's like in Ocean's 11 having a giant team of people with different skills to carry off a heist. It's the same thing with a robot. You need mechanical, you need hardware, you need electrical. It's just so interesting working in all those spaces with all those people. And what I especially love about Amazon Robotics is we do it all right here. We also do the manufacturing, we also do the testing, we deploy them, we support them in the field.
When people ask me if robots are going to take over our jobs, I always respond no. You can never remove the human element when it comes to robots. A robot cannot feel, a robot cannot have empathy or sympathy. So no matter what, we will always need a human element. As for the robot element, the thing that's really nice about it is they pick up heavy stuff. They can go long distances, as well as since they do not take breaks, us as employees, we can take our break right on time. And when we come back, the robots are working right alongside us and we're ready to work with them.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and highest honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rabbachah Kodash, Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father in Paleo-Ancient Hebrew, and Yahweh Shai being the name of the one you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone that rule well. The salutations to you brothers that preach, teach, and prophesy this truth and sincerity as we put our lives on the line in these last days to bring you this raw and this uncut truth. The brother Ariaga from the Grand Rapids, Michigan camp here with another nifty lesson. All right, let's get into it. So recently, I was looking at this article, right? Let's go to it real quick. All right, Amazon grows over 750,000 robots as the world's largest private employer replaces over 100,000 humans. And what made me really catch on to it was shortly after reading this article, I talked to my mom, who lives in California still. California native, you know, but me being out of state, you know, my nephew works for Amazon, or he worked for Amazon in North Carolina. And he worked there for about 3-4 years. And he was just recently let go, right? And one of the main reasons behind it, come to find out, of course, is because of this automation. And what they've been doing is utilizing these idols, these robots, to basically take the usual jobs from people, especially in the middle of these wage disputes. Their answer has always been to continue to further their research and put millions and billions of dollars behind creating what you see today. All right, which are these robotic idols. All right, because we all know that their goal is to, you know, create an AI that is far superior to themselves in an attempt to prove the Most High wrong. See, the heathens' idea of a God has always been something that they can create and worship. And the problem with that is the vast majority of the people in this society think that that's the futuristic next step, and that's the next thing to do is to bring in these robots, not understanding that these same robots will not only be policing you, like in these dystopian, future dystopian movies like Elysium and what have you. But also the way they have it set up is the jobs that you are being paid to do to support your family are being snatched away from you. And as they snatch them away from you, that leaves you in a predicament. And you're forced to go and settle for some other lower wage job as if they was already not paying you enough for the jobs that you were already doing. Then they're bringing in these cheap these migrants, and they're compelling them to work for damn near slave wages, especially as they give them these different benefits, like in New York, how they're basically giving them these cards with money on it, and paying for $4,000 of their monthly rent. Now, the civil unrest that is growing because of this is very significant because there are people that desire to work, but when you're going out to work and you're not getting paid the proper day's wages and you're not able to support your family, that's when people start turning into the person they used to be, especially if you're somebody from the streets. I should say, especially if you don't worship the Most High and His Son, you'll be quicker to go and get your hands dirty. And then that turns into an issue in itself because you're going to get caught. But the point of being, this is the future of this country's enterprise. And now it is in full swing. And what do you think all of these other retail stores are going to do? Look at Walmart. Walmart, they basically have it already set up with the self checkout. There's a lot of cashiers and individuals in the back, like the people that unload and load trucks, that are being replaced. Pretty soon it's going to be fully automated, and the same thing is taking place with these different banks. These different banks like Chase, being one of the first, are working towards becoming fully autonomous. All right, they got these ghost kitchens, as they call them, where these kitchens where everything is prepared by robots. No human is there. All right, and if it is, it's probably one to make sure, periodically coming to check in to make sure everything is functioning like it's supposed to. These robots, right? But this has always been the plan, man. So let me give you a further glimpse at what I mean. I mean, there it is. You got Wally taking your jobs, and civil unrest will grow from this. So between lack of jobs, all of the stores are closing. Target is closing a massive amount of their stores. I was looking at that, especially in New York, how because of this crime, this high crime spree from the migrants, and them basically locking them up and letting them right back out after they commit some crazy ass crimes, right? Um, what they've been doing is setting it up to be the downfall of this society, because we know that with this agenda that they have set forth, Project Megiddo, what they have, the Georgia Guidestones, they're telling you right into your face, or right in your face, what they plan on doing, and is lowering the population by a significant amount. So who's going to replace the labor that everybody was doing? These machines right here, okay? Because these days are evil right now. And them being so evil, the vast majority of the people don't recognize it until those evil works are upon them. A lot of people have been disassociated with it. They don't like looking at the news. They don't like keeping track of the changes that are happening drastically and quickly around them. And as they continue to take place, people are caught off guard, astonished, um, and put in a situation where they can't support their families, and it's really setting them up for that MOTB, right? Because once that mark of the beast really comes around, which is that RFID microchip, all right, in your hand, or that Neuralink chip, as to be an example of that they putting in your head, they already putting that in individuals' heads. Um, it's going to make those look more appealing, especially with that universal base income, with that they want to basically get everybody put on, so that you will receive an allowance, a monthly allowance from the government, but you will not receive those things unless you have that RFID microchip within you, because that phasing out that physical money and bringing in all of this digital currency, and that's what this movement is really about. Everything going digital, from your money to your city, because these smart cities have been setting up um, the infrastructure all around you, and the only thing they want you to do is basically assimilate, because now is all the protests and marching in the streets and shit in the world is not going to correct this issue. It's not. All right, it's too late. It's already upon you. All you can do right now is pray to the Heavenly Father that as this new rollout comes in, and this mark of the beast comes out, only thing you can do is pray that you and your family are in good condition from this ever changing wicked system that's around you. That's your best bet, man. All right. Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. And that's what you're seeing now is the fun and games is over. Now the reality is hidden. I can see that even in this place that I'm in now in Grand Rapids, Michigan. That whole party spirit, like this is a college town too. That whole party spirit is going out the window. Everybody used to pack the streets on the weekends, and this was even before COVID. And I mean, it would just be packed downtown, crazy, right? Because I live right up the street from downtown. Well, that drastically changed when COVID came in, and then after that, the streets were full here and there because they have the stadium downtown as well. So you know things with different events really get the streets going. But as of now, after a certain time, man, it looks like a ghost town. Why? Because the money that people have, they're not able to go out. They can do that here and there, but now as these days get darker and darker, um, people don't have any pleasure in this society. Their pleasure is to sit at home and keep the money in their pocket and hopefully prepare for whatever else is around the corner. That's their mind state, because shit is getting rough for everybody. The middle class is being eliminated. All right, the lower class is just getting moved all the way out the way, or increasing, so to speak, because that poor lower class is increasing. As they get rid of that middle class, the occupancy increases because those individuals are occupying the same shit as them. The rising rate and rent, because of this third world war brewing up overseas with Iran, through Israel, and their assaults on Iran is caused the inflation of the gas to go up. So the Iran is striking back through the gas prices, amongst other ways. Shit is getting rough, or it's been rough. It's just getting worse. It says Ecclesiastes 12:2, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, right? Because everybody in this place, it's not just talking about the individual houses, man. All right, because it's bad enough. Each person in their household is trying to figure out what they're going to do. They're trying to figure out where they're going to be, how they can continue supporting their family, especially with the wage gap and lower wages. And when they do increase the wages, what happens? The amount of, or the price of food drastically increases, because that's just the way this debt-based society is made. You got the people in the higher government places that are finding out, that they were the ones that were left out of the loop. They're finding out like, damn, you know what I'm saying? We don't really have any power. We're a government official, and we don't really have a say, because there's a couple that aren't plugged in or juiced in, And they are going to have to make a choice, like Biden said. I think that was in like 2003 or something, where he said that they're going to be forced to make a choice um, on this bill. You know what I'm saying? And these bills that are coming out are retrospectively point towards the RFID microchip and whether people they should make it mandatory, right? Because Biden was saying this um, for the people to get it or not. Okay, so this has been implemented a long time ago, but now it's in the final stretch and becoming mandatory. All right. So you got people trembling. They're afraid. They don't know what's going on because the infrastructure is being torn down around them. Says, then the strong man shall bow themselves and the grinders cease because they are few and those that look out of the window be darkened. Yeah, because people's kindness is darkened. The grinders, people that are working in these different factories, even outside where you see the trucks moving, the infrastructure is being built around you. The economy, you got trucks coming in and out. What do those tires do when they rotate on that ground? They're grinding, right? When you grinding, when that millstone is grinding, it's breaking down that mill, it's working, right? And the people that are moving that millstone, I'm using an ancient term, but that's what it does. And that grinding is ceasing right now because people don't have no work here and there. Hell, a lot of people, the rise of people being on some kind of government-based income is at the highest it's ever been on food stamps, SNAP benefits, all of that, man. All right. And they looking out the windows. People are looking out and seeing, hey man, it's a dark time outside. They in their houses, man. They ain't out here partying, chilling no more. They starting to feel it now. All right. It says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Why? Because all of this music right now is low. It's terrible in the first place. The shit that they call the music. But nonetheless, it's no more selling. This celebration, all that celebrating and popping it and having a good time, that shit is coming to an end, man. And as it continues to sink in into people's minds, um, you know, and the realization, it's getting darker and scarier out here, man. All right.
I've worked in robotics my whole career, and one of the things that I love most about it is that it's like in Ocean's 11 having a giant team of people with different skills to carry off a heist. It's the same thing with a robot. You need mechanical, you need hardware, you need electrical. It's just so interesting working in all those spaces with all those people. And what I especially love about Amazon Robotics is we do it all right here. We also do the manufacturing. We also do the testing. We deploy them. We support them in the field.
When people ask me if robots are going to take over our jobs, I always respond no. You can never remove the
Yeah, because you're not very intelligent. See, they feel good because they have these robotics positions. What you gonna do when a robot starts replacing you? Oh, we'll always need humans to fix this and do that. Man, do you think they're not coming up with a way to phase you out as well? That was dumb as hell to say. Oh, I always respond no. No. What you mean? If you don't have a degree, if you are a basic employee that's utilizing these labor heavy jobs and that's being taken away from you, you don't have this education in robotics and what have you, what are you going to do? Everybody doesn't want to get into robotics. That's not their field. Okay. In the respective fields that they go to these stupid ass colleges for, they're not even able to get the job. When they get their degree, the only thing they come out of these universities with or these community colleges with is debt. And then they have to go out here and they have to work these jobs, which are being taken by robots at the end of the day. Yes. So that was a pretty foolish statement. Oh, I just say no. But 10,000 employees have lost their job, and that's on the uprise as robots are going to start spanning out the different fields from Walmart to Food for Less to Myers, whatever your major groceries is. It's going to be the trend. Even truckers are losing their job to automated trucking companies, man.
human element when it comes to robots. A robot cannot feel. When people ask me if robots are going to take over our jobs, I always respond no. You can never remove the human element when it comes to robots. A robot cannot feel, a robot cannot have empathy or sympathy. So no matter what, we will always need a human element. As for the robot,
That's not true. This is why they want that, because guess what? If they tell a robot to do this or that, even if it's something that's morally incorrect, that robot doesn't have any sympathy. A person does. And pretty soon they're going to tell you to do things that aren't very good, like the military, for instance. But guess who's going to make that decision now? AI is making more and more militaristic decisions on the lives that they should take with these drones. They're letting AI decide these things, man. All right. So pretty soon you will be phased out too. And pretty soon they're going to have the robots fixing robots. We got a robot to fix these robots and shit like that. Okay. Yeah, but that's why, exactly why they want these robots, because they know that they don't have any feelings towards this or that. They're just going to do what they're told.
the thing that's really nice about it is they pick up heavy stuff. They can go long distances, as well as, since they do not take breaks, us as employees, we can take our break right on time. And when we come back, the robots are working right alongside us, and we're ready to work with them.
Yeah, okay. And these robots are going to come in, they're going to take your jobs. Pretty soon, once they get this system figured out, and implement it even further, it's going to be the same thing. They're going to phase you out as well. That is the nature of the game. In general, Amazon is wicked as hell, you know? I'm going to show you something on that, but let's keep going. Look at this. And as they make these robots more and more intelligent, I remember seeing a video, I think I did on it, and it showed basically a robot committing suicide because it kept doing the same task over and over again, and it got bored of it. It got tired of it, and it shut down. It literally like killed itself, you know. And then you have robots that, what is it, that attacked an individual at a car plant, at a Tesla plant, ripped dude to pieces, didn't kill him, but gravely wounded him. See, as this AI gets more and more intelligent, one of the things that we say, or I like to say and point to, is Elon Musk, right? How he said that when we summon AI, when we deal with AI, we're summoning demons, And when he said that, it made too much sense. A demon is always looking for a vessel to inhabit. And what do you have here? You have this artificial intelligence, right? That's inhabiting these robot bodies, these artificial bodies. And then you see them start doing all kind of crazy shit, and you know what I'm saying? And you like, the fuck, oh, it's just a robot. But they're making them smarter. They're making them stronger and faster, you know? And we see these dystopian future movies like Terminator, and you think that shit is a game and a joke, and it's like we're moving swiftly towards that, because these devils, in the end, they want to replace the amount of people that they want to get rid of in this world. All right. And it makes it easier for them to rebuild this society with less people taking up the populace. And yeah, they're all for it. People are just right over their heads. People are just, oh yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do this and that. Oh, it's just robots. I just had to change my field. I went to school for robotics, so I'm okay. Yeah, okay. And then, more and more people are going to start getting into this field until that field is obsolete and robots are taking that field up as well. Isaiah 19:14 says, Yahweh has mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof. And it's not just going into the perversity of sexually, you know what I'm saying? Because look, Lord knows this place is perverse as hell with all kind of homosexuals and teaching children about sex and masturbation, in kindergarten, shit like that. Um, it's not just talking about the immorality of this place, man, but it's perverse because anybody that sits back and they believe that everything is going to be fine, that these robots are around you and they want to, make the robots more inclusive now and start humanizing these machines more and more. They dehumanize the people that are already around them. And one of the ways they're doing it is look at how they're bringing in the migrants, bringing all these different migrants and give them all of these laws while the people here, they don't have those abilities. Let you do a crime. You think they're going to, or you shoot somebody or you attempt to, or you walking around and you get caught with that firearm, right? And then you get caught and you've been a citizen of this place, you was born here and what have you, your ass is going to prison. When a migrant does that, what do? They let them out the next day. I've seen it. I just saw a report on that, man. And it's happening a lot. So you think that they ain't gonna do the same thing with machines, man? Their attention is focused on one individual at a time, not the people in general. All right. It says, and they have caused Egypt. This is modern day spiritual Sodom in Egypt, as it says in Revelation. This is spiritual Sodom in Egypt. All right, because Egypt goes back to the word loosely translated as um, slavery, bondage, right? Loosely translated, and Egypt wasn't even the original name of the place that we call Egypt today. It was Mizraim. All right, so that name was changed to that. But nonetheless, this is the present day Sodom and Egypt, and we know they used the Hebrews to build up their society and turned around and took them into slavery. What do you think it's doing now? Who built up this society? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and natives, the original Hebrew Israelites, built up this society, right? The same way we did in Egypt, okay? It says, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. And then on top of that, all it takes is one well-placed EMP, or a glitch in the system or a hack to make these robots turn on the people that's around them or shut them down and make the ability for, the shipping process for food and for different goods shut down overnight, man. It says, Isaiah 19:15, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. And that head or tail, you got people in a high position, you got people in the low position. So you got people that's in the middle, upper class that are losing their jobs. They even have different, like in the stock exchange, they even have different, they even have it to where AI is picking different stocks. So pretty soon these stock market individuals that specialize in that are going to be removed from that field anyway. And they're going to let AI do that as well, man. So people that are in high positions and people in low positions are going to be without, right? Because they're getting you ready for that universal income. It says branch or rush may do, all right? So this is already set up to disenfranchise every single individual that's in a low position and high. All right, now what I wanted to do is show this little video. I thought this was very informative, and it tells you a lot about Amazon because all these companies are demonic as hell, right? That the elites are directly in control of. But I thought this was a good follow up to the lesson in itself. I'm gonna play a little bit of this and give you a better clue as to what's going on. So check this out.
And that gets back to Jeff Bezos, and definitely the whole concept of Amazon wasn't pulled out of thin air. Amazon basically is a Mason. You just flip the Z around and you separate the A and the M, you get a Mason. Now, as far as symbolism is concerned, with the arrow, so-called arrow from A to Z, it's more like Satan's tail. And also, the phallic symbol. Not to be too graphic.
I used to always tell my brothers that, like, look, man, when they brought that new Amazon logo out, I was like, man, I saw a video already exposing how they, subliminally put all these sexual images and illuministic images and the logos of all these major companies. Arby's is obviously a penis head. It's not a cowboy hat. It's a penis head. Things like that. And you flip the McDonald's logo to the side, it's really a 13. And we know illuministic culture around the number 13 is very big. And I always said, man, that just looks like a penis. You know what I'm saying? What is it? A smile? What the fuck? Oh, it's an arrow because it should. No, it's a phallic symbol, a penis, or a Satan's tail. I'll keep going.
But we know what this means with the male part, just as you see with the rocket's head. Make no mistake about it. This is by design. Everything is by design when it comes to these Satanists that run this world and control all of TV, all these major companies. Again, make no mistake about it. And that brings us back with this individual working at the Amazon plant, the distribution center. Now let's take a look here, as I showed in my previous video. This individual, Jesus Campos, as you see here, one of the first individuals to be interviewed after this all went down. I mentioned in my previous video, his name is 33 numerology, but Jesus is also spelled Jesus. Now again, the connection here is going to be pretty amazing when it comes to the Golden Gate Bridge. Take a look here at the Francis Scott Key Bridge. And here is the Amazon Distribution Center, just right across, of course. Let's take a close look. Very interesting connection here. Look at the street name here, Bethlehem Boulevard. Okay, let's get another look here. And you can clearly see it. Bethlehem Boulevard, looking across to the bridge here, the Francis Scott Key Bridge. Now this connection is going to be made here. It's all going to connect with the Golden Gate in Bethlehem, which of course biblically is the birthplace of Jesus. And that brings us to the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge, of course, the color orange. Orange, the only color numerology, that is 33. And for some that might say the Golden Gate Bridge is actually red. I've heard that before, that statement before.
Right. So, I mean, this is a heavy video because, you know, they go into the ins and outs of, you know, the satanic symbolism and just, you know, connecting a lot of the dots so far as, you know, the relevancy of, you know, the satanic culture that floats around this country and the foundations that it's built on. Shit's helping people see that, right? Daniel 12:4, but thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased, right? And now, you know, years ago, we didn't know all these different things. Everybody's bringing a piece of the truth to the table and exposing this satanic culture that we in, man. It says, ye have sown, this is Haggai 1:6, ye have sown much and bring in little, ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. You clothe you, but there is none warm, and he that earneth wages to be put into a bag with holes. And you see that now, like no matter how much you're making, the equivalent of the cost of living is increasing around you. Food is increasing. So even though you might make, you know, get a raise or make a couple dollars extra, and nothing ever really balances out, you know. Everything is still all messed up, and it's like you can't win for losing. You can't catch up, you know. You cannot, because it's set up in a society where you will be fully dependent on this government, and you won't be able to do anything, make any purchases, you know, without them knowing, without them approving. Wisdom of Solomon 15:15. But they counted all the idols of the heathen to be gods, right? Because all these robots are just idols, which neither have the use of eyes to see, nor nose to draw breath, nor ears to hear, nor fingers and of hands to handle. As for, it says, as for their feet, they are slow to go. I mean, shit, man. Look, man, these robots, you know, you start looking at it like they're trying to prove the Most High wrong. Oh, well, no, it does have fingers. You know what I'm saying? Look at them handling the boxes and shit. All right, and they folding clothes and shit like that. The Tesla robot and all of that. So we can put a nose on them. They don't need to draw breath, but we can put a nose on it, and they can hear. We can make them see. Like now, these robots have sensors, so they technically able to see and know where to step and know where to put things. So when it comes down to it, all they're doing is trying to prove the Most High wrong. That's all it's ever been. It says, for man made them. And he that borrowed his spirit, and he that borrowed his own spirit fashioned them. But no man can make a God like unto himself. And they still trying though. See, the scriptures say you can't. But Esau is like, well, through technology we can. It says, for being mortal, he worketh a dead thing with wicked hands. And they got wicked hands because it's all based on enterprise. It's all based on, building billions of dollars behind this industry and putting it into the hands of the few, the 1% elite. It says, for being compared together, for he himself is better than the things which he worshiped, whereas he lived once, but they never. So they never lived. All right. They never actually lived, even though they're able to autonomously do these things, and people are worshiping these robots like, oh man, it's so great and it's so awesome. But at the same time, the agenda that they were set aside to accomplish is happening before your eyes, and it has nothing good in store for you. Wisdom of Solomon 14:27, for the worshipping of idols not to be named is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil. And this is really idol worship. Just like what they showed you in that video, all these things happen to be shaped like penises. That's phallus worship, to the point where they're making their damn rockets look like rods, man. You got the Washington Monument, these Egyptian obelisks, that culture goes all the way back to the Egyptians and their phallus worship. All right, these heathens worship the penis and the vagina and, these idols, man. Wisdom of Solomon 14:29. For in as much as their trust is in idols which have no life, though they swear falsely, yet they look not to be hurt. You think you ain't gonna be hurt by these? You swear by them too. Oh, it's gonna change society. It's gonna make it easier. It's gonna revolutionize everybody's lives and make it simpler. You think you ain't gonna be hurt by these things, man? You think that it's not gonna backfire on you? Wicked as hell, man. It says, howbeit for both causes shall they be justly punished. You're going to be punished. Esau is going to be taken out of power and destroyed. Your infrastructure is going to be destroyed for this type of shit, man. Heavenly Father got a problem with this, all right? So you're going to be punished for this. Both because they thought not well of the Most High. Why? Because they trying to imitate, you trying to be him. It says, giving heed unto idols, and also unjustly swore in deceit, despising holiness. And that's what it's really all about, because behind the scenes, they do a lot of satanic rituals, summoning these different AIs and imbuing them. Like you might have a chip, with a satanic symbol on it. The point of it being, this is the basis of their magic, man. Their technology is their magic, right? The 2.0 of their magic. And when they create these things, they are proud of it because they want to say that they didn't need the Most High to do these things, And it says 14:31 of Wisdom in Solomon, for it is not power of them by whom they swear, but is the just vengeance of sinners that punisheth always the offense of the ungodly. Yeah, you want to keep, swearing by these idols and living by them, that's fine. All right, but it is the just vengeance of sinners, right? Because Most High is going, you doing things that are worthy of being taken vengeance upon, that punish always the offense of the ungodly. So at the end of the day, it's going to turn around and bite you in your ass, Esau. 2 Ezra 16:39, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, sorrow shall come upon it on every side. We see that happening right now. Look at the condition that they are in these third world countries because of this growing war, and look at the individuals or these highly populated areas with migrants and the crime building up around it, and the sickness that's spreading, man. All right, these man-made manufactured diseases and what have you. It says, "Oh my people, hear my word, make you ready for battle. And in those days, evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth." Hey, it's gonna be in a situation. It's gonna be the situation where when this all pops off, you're not gonna be able to sit in your house and ride this out. I think everything is gonna be peachy. You're gonna be in a situation where hell, it's all fucked up over here. You got to go over here. Oh, they cut the food off. Or persecution is happening over here. The FEMA troops is coming and what have you. You got to go over there. This place has been flooded out, or it's a lot of disease, and they spread their different plagues and what have you over here. Hey, you gotta go over here. There's no food in the city or these different areas anymore, and it's too much crime. You got to get the hell out of there. These things are gonna present themselves. They already are. Second Ezra 16:41. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. Right? Because if you buy something, right, to sell it, like you buy a lot of stock or you buy a whole bunch of goods to sell in your store, and they cut down or they basically mess up the shipping supply, like ships stop or like in the Francis Key Bridge, where commerce is cut in half in the United States, in the northeast portion of the United States, and all of these different things is making it so people have a bunch of retail they got to sell and get off their hands, and they can't. You lost, man. You bought a whole bunch of shit that you can't get rid of. You took a L. And he that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away. And he that buyeth as one that will lose. Hey, you're going to lose your money, dog. So you building up this, you thinking everything is going to go peachy keen like it's been going, and you're going to be in a bad situation because you're not going to be able to get off your goods, man. It's he that occupies merchandise as he that will not profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that will not dwell therein. You got a lot of people that right there have that merchandise, and they're not profiting off of it. And then what happens? They business goes belly up. You got individuals building, all of these different buildings and houses. You might not be able to finish that construction, but the things that's taking place, you might not be able to get that accomplished. Oh, I was building this big house. You know how many houses have been left in shambles, and they haven't been able to finish the construction on it because of some kind of issue with the money or the land or some shit, man. You're going to see that more and more, right? He that soweth as if he should not reap, so also he that planteth the vineyard as he that shall not gather the grapes, right? And they already got machines for this harvesting situation anyway, so the guys who use a migrant worker and gathering grapes and strawberries, they already got machines to take that place. All right, they telling farmers that they got to stop growing certain amounts or get rid of their crops. Come on, man. It says, they that marry as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not as the widowers. And therefore, they that labor in vain. Why? All this hard work, all the years that you put in, and you getting close to your retirement, for example, bam. Oh, well, we're just going to have to let you go. We got the machines to do it out the window. You labored in vain all of those years, and then you can't even find somewhere else to work because now the labor heavy jobs that you're accustomed to are being taken by robots. This is the reality of the situation. This is what's taking place. And the vast majority of the people are not going to see it until it's on their heads and it's too late, which is basically what you're seeing now. All right. So, hey, do your research, prepare, man, because this fall is coming. The time of Jacob's trouble is right here around the corner. All right. That mark of the beast is soon to be upon you as well. And that's when we'll enter into the Third World War. All right. So with that, I pray you will edify, stay circumspect, do your research, and until the next time I bid you, Shalom.